So the larger point I'm making is that the difference between now and then is that vaccine is available. We've traveled through the journey from September till date, where the various bodies have given approvals for availability of vaccine en masse, first to vulnerable section, and now 45 plus years of age. And as we speak, about a couple of days back, we had already vaccinated about 10 crore Indians. This is a slide where I want to take a pause and ask you to see for yourself that we have now about 3 vaccines which are getting administered. I'm just including Sputnik because they got it comes from the desk of from the company of Dr. Reddy's and Sputnik of Russia, which got the approval last evening. So we have already about Covaxin and Covishield getting administered. And now we have Sputnik. There are many other vaccines which are under development, which is from Zydus, Bharat Biotech, the Serum Institute, another one which is under development, and that could get the approvals hopefully in the next couple of weeks or months. And most importantly, we also have Pfizer and Moderna, which are vaccines with a very, very high efficacy rate, right? And they are already getting administered. And I'll show you in the next slide to the extent that they have a coverage. It's getting available to most advanced nations, right? And this is what I meant. So a Pfizer today is available in 61 countries. An Oxford AstraZeneca, or the one that we are getting from the Serum Institute, is getting administered in 41 countries, and Moderna is getting administered in 27 countries, right? So the top 3 vaccines in the world today, right, out of the top 3, we only have one. The other 2, Pfizer and Moderna, can be made available anytime soon. The moment the government of India gives the approvals, as well as they will also have some spare capacity available, let's say 2 months or max 3 months down the line, when much of the vulnerable US, UK, and other European nations, maybe Japan, they get vaccinated. So 2 months later, maybe we'll have the choice of maybe 5 or 6 or 7 vaccines, and that is where the acceleration will start. And hopefully before the end of the year, the entire country, the vulnerable population of the country, the people who really want to go take the vaccines, would much of it will get administered. So the point till this slide that I want to make is we have done enough research, enough back end, enough discussion to get that confidence that we need to get vaccinated. It is being available. It will be made more available going down the line. There is no other choice but to welcome it with open arms and live that life we used to live before Feb of 20. So, and that's the fear factor one should remove the moment one gets that the first jab. Okay, on ground activity, it is very, very high compared to what we thought 6 months before, even 3 months before, and I'll show you where also. GST collections are now at an all-time high. 1,25,000 crore of GST collection was unimaginable, let's say, even 3 months back, or maybe when we were in the month of November. And we are surpassing the previous month every month. Obviously, April might see some bit of a dent, but it should definitely not be very, very negatively surprising. Service PMI is still very, very healthy at 55. Anything above 50 is healthy. And this is despite, mind you, this is despite a lot of industries like a hotel or tourism, the malls, multiplexes, restaurants, entertainment zones not being operational. Despite that, we are at a 55 PMI, and manufacturing PMI was doing great right from the moment it was allowed to start. How do we get that confidence? One of the ways, obviously, is that FIs have been net buyers. And they have pumped in the max that they could in the last 15 years by pumping in 2.75 trillion so far in the last financial year. That's the amount of money that's got pumped in the Indian market. through this slide, we wanted to show you the despite Nifty, and this is okay. This is the journey from the last 15 months, right from Jan of 2020, 1st Jan 2020 till 31st March 21. These are 5 quarters. In that 5 quarters, Nifty is up 21%, point to point, right? From 31st December 2019 till 31st March 21, Nifty, for that 15 months period, Nifty is up 21%. It's the top 3 sectors which are export heavy, which are the it's not getting impacted as much because of COVID, which is IT, or in fact they're getting positively, they have got benefited, which is IT, pharma, and metals, which have grown at subsequently substantially higher than the Nifty performance. So the larger point I'm making is that there would be opportunities, right, that would enable our portfolio to still grow reasonably higher than the benchmarks. And this is where all our attempt is to find out what are some of those spaces, segments where the stocks that can do well and much higher than the benchmarks. The volatility index, again, trying to juxtapose the situation now versus what it was in March, April 20, which was the worst case, which was the worst scenario. So the volatility index then shot up from 2530 to 84 when the daily cases were negligible. And look at it where it is today. It is at 23 when the daily cases are at 1,70,000. What does volatility index mean? It obviously means the amount of volatility that is there in the system. When it says volatility, it means the amount of the percentage up to which stock prices go up or down. Let's say during March and early April, the prices or the indexes were going up 10 or 10% or more on a daily basis, up or down, and that's the kind of intense volatility. We don't have that. Yesterday was the only the biggest fall that we saw in calendar 2021, which was about 3.4% at benchmark levels, and some of the other benchmarks going down 5% or more, including mid caps. So even then, the volatility is still manageable at 23, and it's so, folks. What I'm trying to tell you or put across is the moment volatility spikes up, that in itself will give us a clue or an idea that the upcoming situation is it as scary or it's not, right? This in itself will be enough an indicator. Corporate earnings have done fantastic in March 21, much to the surprise of everyone. We were most of the street was expecting a minus 20% growth, actually a 20% degrowth in April, May, which over a period of time became more like a flattish situation. And as we speak, we've just ended March, results are not out, but based on the reports from leading brokerage houses, it appears that we are set to clock more than 20% growth on Nifty in the last financial year, which was March 21. And what more can you ask for but that the momentum, it looks to be continuing in the next 2 financial years with more than 30% growth next financial year and plus 20% the year after. This is again from the experts, and we also have done our bit of analysis to kind of vet it, and we have reasonable confidence that this is something achievable. This is something that's been in the press. United States has more or less doubled their balance sheet in the last 12, 13 months. What it means is they have printed so much money in the last 15 months that they had printed, let's say in the last before the last 15 months, they have printed almost a similar amount of money that they had printed till about December of 19. And what it does is it gives money to all sections of the society. It kills inflation, right? And it ensures that people have that safety and they are spending. Excuse me. India has underperformed so far in the last month, in the last 1 month and 3 months, when we compare it with other developed economies and this is updated till as of yesterday, where we had a fall uh, where we had fall and most of the other indices were flat globally. So we have underperformed in the last 1 month and also 3 months. So 3 months, we are down 2%, while most other economies are up between 4, 5, and 10 odd percent. And this is clearly because that the regional factor that India is going through a second wave and which looks to be harsh. Therefore, there has been some bit of FI outflow and some bit of selling from HNIs as well as DIs. I would say that it is situation, to summarize, situation is not as worrisome or as bad as one would look at the headline numbers when you go deep down. Maybe 2 months down the line, we would be probably smiling and thinking that we had a very good opportunity at an index of 14,500 plus minus, and we did not encash on it.